Hello, my bad bitch witches. What's up? Let's call it like it is. I've been trying to think, what do I call my subscribers? What do I call my, followers, all that kind of stuff. You're bad bitch witches. Hello, this is Bruja bitch over here. And you guys are my ride or dies. Thank you guys for being on Patreon. So I'm going to share collective messages I have for you today because the astrology is kind of wild. We are, in the thick of it with that grand fixed cross, which if you are listening to other astrologers, talking on YouTube about it and stuff, you've heard a lot about this and you've probably heard a lot of negative shit. And it's because, these transits are tough. Astrology's tough, but you guys know me. There's no good or bad. There is ways you can embody the energy, right? So I wanted to make this video and talk about some of those ways. And I do want to focus on more of the empowering ways and the good ways you can use this energy, since basically all of my favorite astrologers have been so negative about this transit. And it's crazy because I've been feeling really fucking good. And I think it only feels good if you are comfortable walking that fine line between ending something and starting something. This energy is going to be uncomfortable for those of you who do not do well in transition phases like that. Because what this energy says is that something new wants to fixate. A grand fixed cross typically means that something is solidifying. So something here wants to fixate in your life. Something here wants to be consistent and stable and strong. But in order to do that, it has to boot out the other things. So there's going to be lots of shifts and changes first before we really, lock shit in. So that's something to reflect on right now. What can I shift? What can I let go of? So that way I have the room and I have the ability and I have the resources to lock something in. I'm going to be real and raw with you guys. I experienced this by having to let go of my old business and refund that last batch. I literally had to refund that last batch. And that was really hard on me because my woman ego was like, I want to finish it. I want to finish it and finish strong and end this business that has been my literal baby for the last 3 years on a strong note, not on a note where I refunded the last batch. Like, that was my woman ego talking. But upon meditating, I realized, when I set that to the side, I realized there is this bigger calling here, and this is really meaningful. And I've been getting a lot of signs and cards that this is karmic. And until I let that old thing go, I am going to stay in this transitional phase. I'm going to stay in that in-between paradigm of like one business is trying to end and another one's trying to get off its feet. I was like, I just need to make the cut and then really focus on getting this new thing off its feet. That is going to be the best way to use my energy so I'm not split thin, right? And so I think if you're feeling split or you're feeling thinned out or you're feeling drained, you probably are in that paradigm of having one foot in the past and one foot in the future. And us humans cannot live like that. We have to live in the now. The healthy place to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically is in the now. But that's hard to do if your physical body's in the now, your mind is in the past, and your heart is in the future. That is going to have you feeling fucking chaotic. That's going to have you feeling all over the place. That's going to have you not feeling in alignment. And like I said, something here wants to align, and you will feel that strong pull, that strong call to align with that. You will, but we have to have that truth tea first. We have to have that honest tea with ourselves about what's now in the past and what has to be let go of. And let me tell you, it's fucking hard. You know why it's hard? Because I am still a small business, and I have also people, a team now that I pay out. And so I have a very strict business budget. Refunding the entire last batch of readings is breaking my business budget because obviously we did not account for refunds of that many. I do account for refunds, but not the entire fucking batch. So we are breaking budgets. So I am having to be slow with refunds, and clients don't like that, but I'm going to be real and honest with them. That I am going to drip it out slowly because we can't break budget, and so it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's tough. I don't like having those conversations, and I get scared having those conversations sometimes, but we know it needs to be done because the debt needs to be paid and the business needs to be put in the past now. So I think that's also the hard thing sometimes, is putting things in the past is like a hard bullet to bite. But I think a lot of it is in your head, because one thing I'm also realizing is how understanding people are. And that nobody's really like, threatening to cancel me or like anything like that. Nobody's like, I hate this person. They didn't pull through for me and no one's giving me that kind of shit. Everyone's, I think an adult and understands what it's like out here these days, especially for small businesses. So it's been cool. And that's another point I'm making, is that a lot of the anxieties and fears that we have, I think it's in our head. And that you're a lot more supported to jump into the future than You just have to kind of like, get your big girl pants on, bite the bullet, pay your dues, clean up the mess, and go. And, that's a big lesson that I learned as just a person living in life who makes mistakes. Like, you gotta it's okay to make the mistakes. You own up to it and you clean it up, and you don't let the shame and the guilt and the fear of being punished or the fear of like, being canceled, stop you. And if you have that fear, like, address that. Be conscious of that. Journal about that. Meditate on that. Find out why that is, and then get rid of that. Reparent that part of yourself. And so that is going to be a big thing that's coming up too, is I think whatever's blocking you, whatever fear that is, whatever part of you feels small, whatever part of you is causing doubt, that's going to be front and center for you to like realize and process and heal. So big healing opportunity here, which I really, really like. So yeah, I'm kind of talking about the transits right now more on a personal, individual level. This would manifest wild when it comes to a collective level, and in terms of our like the news the collective will hear. We could be hearing some really wild news right now with these transits. So my advice is, protect your peace. Protect your peace. If you need to stay offline for a week, do that. I'm going to be low key online, like on Twitter and stuff. I'm going to be a little bit more low key this week because of that. But I will be active on Patreon as fuck, because I love you guys and I love my private community. Like, this is my safe place. This is my fucking safe place where I know I could post whatever I want, no matter how fucking weird it is and witchy it is, and it's welcomed and it's loved and it's appreciated. So I'm gonna be on here, no problem. But yeah, you guys, don't beat yourselves up if you want to take a break, if you want to be canceling those plans and staying inside or whatever. I would suggest it. What else is coming through here? I also feel an identity. We have, Leo energy here. In this, and also the Aquarius can do with identity. Okay, but anyways, I feel the energy of identity kind of having a solidifying moment, which is really beautiful, and I think that is important. So you know who you are, and when you know who you are, you know where you belong, and when you know where you belong, you know how to be a part of something or what to be a part of. And again, that's that Leo Aquarius axis, which is being super lit up. With Pluto and Mars right there. Black Moon Lilith is also in Leo right now. So yeah, I think there is this ability of like, I know who I am and I know what I need to do. And as soon as that solidifies, like the future solidifies. Understand that as soon as that solidifies, the future becomes so much more clear. The shift becomes so much more clear. But yeah, right now we are in the middle of a shift. So if it feels intense, if it feels uncomfortable, if it feels unsteady, it's because the energy is moving. And it hasn't moved in a while. We had Mars retrograde in Gemini for so long that kept things like really stuck. And then it moved into Cancer, where it's not super strong. And then Mercury went retrograde, and so we had 2 more weeks of retrograde. And he's still in shadow, and so there was a lot of like stagnation. And now it's go time, bitch. It's go time. Let's make it happen. Let's make the shift happen. Do it right. You know what I mean? Do it right. Be calculated with it. This is not impulsive. This energy is not, let me go ahead and do something crazy and impulsive. This energy is like, I've been feeling this building up, and it's just time for like the volcano to pop. It's just time for the shift to happen. It's just time for the glass to break. It's just time for the cage to open. It's time for the doorway to open. It's like, you walk through the passage now, babe. You walk through the passage now. I'm literally getting that vision of like a gate, a literal gateway, a doorway presenting itself to you. And it's like, you're going to walk it or no. And some of you, like I said, you have your one foot in the future and the other foot in the past, and you're just standing in between that gate, just shifting back and forth, and that can't be healthy energetically for a long period of time. So eventually you're gonna have to commit. And I think that is also another thing about this transit, is committing to whatever it is, your future, yourself, whatever. This is saying, all right, this is going to solidify in my life. I'm keeping this. This is going to stay. This is me. This is going to stay strong. We're building those like pillars in our lives. And those 4 main pillars are yourself, the people around you, your work, and your home. Those are the 4 main pillars of life. If any of those 4 pillars aren't strong or steady, other things in the chart become weak too, become vulnerable. So those 4 things need to be strong. So reflect on that. I'm going to repeat that again. Yourself, the people around you, your work, and your home. Those are the 4 main pillars. And I really feel like there is a huge karmic correction. Let me say that again. A karmic correction happening for the people around you. The people who are not meant to be around you will be so fucking quickly removed right now. Just allow it to happen. Say, universe, I'm ready, if you're ready. And the universe will expose you, who that is, and will remove it. And then the people who are meant to ride with you are solidifying. They're proving themselves. They're getting their spot in your life permanently. So that is also a thing that's happening right now. T. All right, I think that is all of the collective messages I have for this transit. I hope this kind of helped you realize some of the cooler, more empowered ways that you can use this transit. And I hope it kind of helps you understand the energy right now and why it's intense and why it's all over the place. So that way you can also help other people. If someone's like, oh my God, the energy's intense. Well, you could be like, well, Bruja bitch told me that there's a grand fixed cross today. And that's why things are wild. And well, there's a grand fixed cross happening for a while. I'm not sure when this transit completely breaks, but it's going to be occurring for a minute. And I will, I'm sure, mention that to you guys. You guys can also look that up. But yeah, we're going to be feeling this for the first half of June. Like, this energy will ring. So it's going to be wild, and it's going to be really strong around that time, like right now, and then like the first half of June. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you guys in future posts. Bye.